My name is Bill Penuel, and I'm a professor of educational psychology and learning sciences here at the University of Colorado Boulder in the School of Education. And I first got into education actually through a back door. I started out working in an after-school program, running a program for homeless youth in Nashville. And I was invited to join the school board to work for the school district there in their research department. And that's how I got interested more in education and in educational policy. And a lot of my work actually focuses on the implementation of reforms primarily in mathematics and science education. And I'm very interested in how we can make more widely available high quality and ambitious curricula for kids in lots of different settings. A big focus of my research right now is on the formation of research practice partnerships. Long-term partnerships that take place between researchers on the one hand and districts and teachers on the other around big problems of educational practice. So I'm studying different kinds of partnerships that exist, from research alliances that exist to really evaluate and study policies and programs to more design-oriented partnerships where design-based researchers in learning sciences are working with district people to take on what it takes to actually get ambitious instruction going in things like mathematics at scale in a school district. I'm really driven by a drive towards equity, and in particular I really want to have kids everywhere be exposed and challenged through high quality curriculum and good teaching. So I'm driven by a sense that the field of teaching needs to be more professionalized and recognize teachers as professionals so that they can help young people with that endeavor. And I'm also driven by a sense of by the challenge of what it means to have young people put at the center and their interests put at the center of learning opportunities. Another area of research that I study is interest-driven learning opportunities. Places that are often outside of school where young people get to pursue passions and develop expertise. A lot of that is around technology and media today, so young people becoming expert in media production and then being able to use that in their real lives. But it also takes place in areas of science education or citizen science outside of science classrooms where young people become passionate about a particular topic and they get really smart about it. So one of the challenges is, from a policy perspective, is how do you make that available to everyone? Because right now that's available mainly to white middle-class parents and their kids, but it's not widely available in communities and schools to have this kind of interest-driven learning. In contrast to a lot of policies today that I think are oriented towards selecting the best teachers into the profession through using standardized test scores, I believe there needs to be a focus on teaching quality, not teacher quality. And the way that we change the focus is to focus on what do we think needs to be going on in the classroom? What does ambitious teaching look like? And how do we prepare teachers to actually engage in ambitious teaching? And for me, one of the key answers is ongoing professional development. But it's also building level support and providing an organizational climate and culture in schools that supports ongoing learning, supports autonomy for teachers, and also supports a sense of teachers developing a sense of professional community. So another area of research that I'm focused on right now is on the next generation science standards. And so I'm working with teams of folks at the state level and also with teachers around what teaching according to these new standards will look like. And there, as in other areas, one of the big concerns I have is how will teachers make room for student interest to come through? How will students be able to pursue their passions with respect to the science topics and the standards, while also getting real practice with what are in the new standards called the scientific practices, argumentation, modeling with data, for example. And so I'm really focused a lot on working with teachers to help them implement those new standards.